nothing get in my way. I know you hear me when I pray. I know that I'm not perfect, yeah, I make mistakes. I need you to be there for me every step of the way, yeah, cause there's a blessing with my name on it. Hey, you know that I need it, Lord. Show me how to get it, Lord. I'm barely eating, Lord. Trying to feed my people, Lord, yeah, cause there's a blessing with my name on it. Ooh, hey, you know I receive it, yeah, I believe it, yeah. This year will be my year, I claim, hey, yeah, I claim, oh, yeah, yeah, this year will be my year, I claim it, yeah, I claim it, this year will be my year, yeah. I've been putting work in, yeah, trying to make my dreams come true. I know I get impatient, my family and my babies, they waiting on me to come through. Pressure on every level, issues I got several, trying not to settle, I wanna be successful. I can't be a failure, but it get kinda hard trying to keep it all together. There's a blessing with my name on it. You know that I need it, Lord. Show me how to get it, Lord. I'm barely eating, Lord. Trying to be my people, Lord. There's a blessing with my name on it. Hey, you know I receive it, yeah, I believe it, yeah. This year will be my year, I claim.
Happy Fabulous Friday! It's Friday. It is Friday. It is Faithful Friday. It is Favor Friday. It is Fabulous Friday. It is Friday, and a great time. Enjoy life and just walk in it. It's Father's Day weekend. Let's give it up for all of our awesome, amazing fathers. Woo! It takes a lot to be a father, and we want to say thank you, thank you, thank you. Even if you did not birth the child, I know you are a nephew, you got nieces, you have godchildren, and you have community coaches. Thank you all the coaches out there. Just happy Father's Day. We honor you. And from Fab Five, we say have a fabulous weekend because you deserve it. Come on, P.
Listen, good morning, everyone. I need to know what you're working with on this beautiful Friday morning. I'm sipping on some water, y'all. That's become my norm. I know it used to be coffee in this mug, but now it's water because I'm staying hydrated, okay? But I'm also sipping on power moves. I'm sipping on power moves this morning, and we're going to like this broadcast today because we're making power moves. What is a power move? It is a move with the power of God behind it. It's not just any old move. It's a move with the power of God behind it. When you move with God, you move in power. When you move with God, you move with force. This morning, good morning, Shannon. Good morning, Miss Phyllis. Shannon, you're moving in power this morning. Why are you moving in power? Because you're watching the Empowered Morning Show. And the Empowered Morning Show fuels us. It puts that super to our natural. See, anybody can take a step, right? But it takes a power move to make a step in the direction of your future, in the direction of your destiny. See, when you do a directional step that is a power move with God, it's like you can just do one thing. One act of obedience can shift you in power. One act of obedience can force you in the direction of your dreams. So today, we are commenting on the broadcast. We're tagging people. The men are in the building. Listen, we have our man of the hour, and we have men watching. So if you are watching Tina, and good morning, y'all go ahead and tag a man this time. You know, we just say tag somebody in the comments. Tag a man in the comments. Get some men in these comments. Get your brother, uncle, cousin, co-worker. Get him in these comments because he needs to make a power move today. But now, get ready for this daily dose of hope with Terry.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, everybody. Happy Friday. Happy faith-filled Friday. Happy favor-filled Friday. Happy fabulous Friday, y'all. Today is the day that the Lord has made, and we are rejoicing and we are glad in it. It's your girl, Terry White Hickson. It is now time for your daily dose of hope. And today's dose of hope comes from 1 Timothy chapter 4, verse 12. It says, don't let anyone look down on you because you are young, but set an example for the believers in speech, in conduct, in love, in faith, and in purity. And I'm so glad my sis just talked about power, because you need the power of the Lord. You need the power of the Holy Spirit. You need the help of the Holy Spirit in order to conduct yourself in this way. So we may be in this world, but we don't have to act like this world. We don't have to look like this world. We have been set apart. And this verse is speaking to the young believers, the young folks. But guess what? We're all young here, okay? We're all young. And so this verse is for us. And it says to set an example in speech, in conduct, in love, in faith, and in purity. So make sure that as you're taking those steps today, those steps in the direction that T talked about earlier, make sure you're taking steps in the right direction. Make sure you're taking steps in the good direction. Make sure you're taking steps in the direction of faith and conduct and love and purity and being a good example, because that's what God wants for you, okay? This has been your morning dose of hope. And now I want you to get ready for my girl Sparkle, who is bringing Morning Mirror Talk.
Good morning. You know, this is our favorite time to get into this mirror and tell ourselves, we forgive those men. We forgive those men that maybe did not say the right thing. They might have not helped you raise the kids the way you need to. We're forgiving them and we're letting it go. We're able to say Happy Father's Day without any remorse, without any bitterness, without any anger. We are honoring men today, this weekend. We're going to forgive them and let go. And let go, because every forgiveness has something on the other side of it. I know it's hard. But we're going to ask God to work on our hearts. Work on our hearts, work on our mind, so that we will have a full forgiveness, a forgiveness that we don't turn in and out, that we don't go back and forth, but a true forgiveness. Happy Father's Day. We're going to be able to say it out of our mouth. We're making it a point to say Happy Father's Day. And even if we can, we're going out and buying a little gift or a smile. Give a gift of life. It is some fathers that's not going to say anything, that's not going to get anything. Even if you can't give them material things, give them an encouraging word. Through forgiveness, you can give encouragement, you can uplift, you can motivate, and you can help them move to the next level. Happy Father's Day to all of the fathers. This has been your Mirror Talk with Sparkle.
Good morning. Marshall Weeks here with you on Financial Friday. How are you doing this morning? Let's talk about Proverbs 18:21. Death and life is in the power of the tongue. Some of us have been hearing that since we were little children, but I want to talk to you about that in terms of our money mindset and what we should be speaking out of our mouths, regardless of what we see. We walk by faith and not by sight. So I hope that encourages someone today. Repeat after me. I control my money. My money does not control me. I am turned into the flow of prosperity. I become richer every day. I am a money magnet. Do you believe that? Do you believe that your best days are just ahead? Do you believe that one day could make a difference? Do you believe that meeting one person could change everything? Every day we have the decision to choose. and it starts here with the tongue. So today, regardless of what happens, I want you to remember you have a secret weapon. You have the promises of God, and you have that tongue to call those things that are not as though they were. Be encouraged. You've been empowered because you should prosper.
This is Tammy, host of The Power Up on the We Empowered Network. Join me every Friday at 12 noon as we discuss news, purpose, and perspective.
I'm telling you, Marshall brings that word. That is so good. And you wouldn't think it's Monday. I mean, about money. But we are super excited to introduce our special guest. So first, I want to scream out Happy Father's Day to you because I know what it has taken for you to enjoy Father's Day. I know your story, so I am super excited to introduce to everyone Michael Ben, that goes by Mike Ben, on the Mike Ben Show. He is a host, an actor, a comedian, a father, a CEO. He has a lot of titles on him, but one of the things that he's most proud of, that he is a man of God. So without any further ado, we're going to go ahead and bring Mike Ben in with the prettiest smile ever, Mike Ben. So thank you, Mike, for coming on. I truly, truly appreciate it. I'm jumping straight in because we only have a little bit of time. But one of the things that I do want to bring up real quick is you went through a major divorce. Your divorce was, would you say, a pretty divorce? How would you explain your divorce?
Well, first, let me say this, Sparkle. You were a vessel from God that saved my life. Before I even was in the search for God, Sparkle used to call me, like we end up meeting online, and my intentions was on something else, when it first happened. And she was there for a reason. Sparkle, I just wanted to say in front of all your friends, family, fans, that you were a vessel for God that saved my life. You don't know what those talks used to do to me. She used to call me almost twice a day, and we would have hour conversations, and she actually built me up. She just don't know how much she saved my life. So I just wanted to say that to you and say thank you for that.
Oh, thank you. That it means a lot. Nobody but God.
Right. But yeah, it was an ugly divorce. It was I think it was God breaking me down. So yeah, it was I don't think, if I told y'all I can try to rush and say it, but I don't wish that on my worst enemy.
Yes, and it involved two of your beautiful children
Right.
that was in it. And
Right.
so, but at the end, tell them what God did at the very end. I know you have had restraining, or had to go back and forth to court like 500 times, but finally, what did God do?
To give you a quick synopsis of everything, my children were taken from me. She took my children and just went ghost 3 times. I end up, getting put out of my own home. She called the police on me 19 times and created fabricated stories to just tear me down. And as a Black man, I was just beyond nervous because Black man court system kids, it just didn't look good. But, God spoke through Sparkle that kept me motivated and energetic and believing in his word and him. And my lawyer, Zenobia Waters, who's probably one of the best attorneys I've ever seen next to Jesus. You know, she tried to literally kill me, through the court system. But God prevailed. God kept his hands on me. And after going to court 6 times and like 1.5 year, year and a half, the court proceeded with giving me no alimony, no child support, and I have custody of my children. And even through all of the daggering and the backstabbing and trying to just demoralize my existence, I didn't turn around and like I had the audacity to take the children completely from her, and I didn't. You know, we were just like, hey, we're gonna do split custody, but you make all the final decisions. Your address is the final that. And I'm praying for God. I'm praying for strength for that, because some days I still feel like, you know, you ain't get your spanking for some of this foolishness you did. But as a man, I had to look myself in the mirror and say, I take full responsibility for my divorce, because I had a house, but I didn't have a home. I thought just taking care of a house financially was, you know, being a man, but I didn't know the logistics of a man. So I pray for her. I asked God to forgive her for what she did. And I realized that the devil, I must be something that God really got special for me, because the devil was really trying to use her to take me out, because I'm looking forward. I'm not looking over my back to see who's doing that to me. So yeah, at the end of the day, I definitely prevailed out of it and lost 50 pounds.
Yes. So let's get into these 50 pounds. Let's get
Yeah.
into these 50 pounds. How did you lose 50 pounds? Because this is where it drops. Everybody's mouth getting ready to drop.
Yeah. Stress. No. I lost that 50 pounds because in a lot of the conversations, when Sparkle and I would converse, she would always push Mike fast. That puts you in a position of showing discipline of your actions to God. And in the process of fasting, God will converse with you, give you vision, and tell you where to go. So I started, you know, speaking with Sparkle, I started like 3 days, and then 3 days went to 6 days, 6 days went to 12 days, 12 went to 15. And I actually end up fasting for like 21, 22 days straight, just off straight water. And I woke up one day and looked in the mirror and like, wow, I was like 219, 220. And I dropped all the way down to like 169.
Wow. So I know it was one day, like either the day before or the day of, you would have made a plan to drive off of a bridge. And
Yeah.
tell them what happened during this day or day after.
The day after I didn't do it or decided or planned. I'm not
The
understanding.
day that you planned, how did you end up at church? Like, tell them about what you had.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Okay, that story. Okay, well, basically, you know, I figured through I'm an entertainer, so I'm a television actor. So it's like, you know, we socialize, you know. So I figured through all my socialization, I was like, man, God ain't finna bless me. God ain't go, I ain't no killer, but I've indulged in some things that God probably turned his back on. I might not say turned his back, but like wasn't happy for. So when my children got taken from me and I got kicked out of my house and everything was just like piling up on me, I'm like, you don't want me here. Like, what is this? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like my children were like my existence, they're my everything. So for you to take that knowing that I was doing right by them and building a house for them and doing these things, and you just took them from me, like I definitely contemplated suicide. I was like, man, what I'm here for. This a different kind of pain. So like they had me where I could not see my children at all. Like I couldn't go within like 2 football fields of my children because of lies. I'm like, God, how you let this happen? Like, you supposed to be God of all God, you let this happen? Like another son, another black male in the world, you taking his father away from him. So I was very distraught. So I was planning on like, man, hell with it. I was ready to do it. I had location and everything. You know, that was just the devil in my ear really talking. So that night, well, not that later that evening, when I was like contemplating it, my uncle called and he's like, hey man, I'm just calling, checking up on you. What's up with you, man? What's up? So I'm like, hey man. So I like, what you doing tomorrow? He said, I'm going to church. And I was like, can I go with you? And he was like, sure. He was kind of shocked, but I ain't never, I ain't been to church 10 years. I've been in Atlanta. So he was like, sure. So I showed up to church, and as the pastor was preaching, I got up. He said, does anybody need prayer? And I got up and went to the altar. And as soon as I got to the altar, because I figured can't nothing else help me from what I'm going through. No drug, no weed, no liquor, like nothing. So I went to the altar and I said, let me get prayer. And I just bust out crying. Like I couldn't stop crying. Like I was just like, you thought a water hose was on my face. It was just crying. My auntie came behind me and hugged me, and she could feel me shaking. And that's when the transition of pursuing God and his glory started. And that's when I found peace, when I walked to the altar and just asked God for prayer. And it started from there to 3 months later, actually getting baptized, to pursuing God and stuff like that. Yeah, but I was at my end.
Yes. And not only was you you have decided to pursue God, you went from a man that drank every day, hookah, smoke weed, like that was your life because you was an entertainer. So you came on the scene with your crown and your drinks. And so how did that transition? That now what do you do during your shows now that you are pursuing God and God is a part of your life?
I ain't gonna lie, it's hard. It's hard because now when you're not intoxicated, you see everything. Like when you go in a club, I don't know if you ladies, club back in y'all day, and I hate that, but everybody's, somewhat under the influence of the spirits is moving. But when you go in a club sober, drinking cranberry juice and watch people, you would be amazed on how the spirit just flows through them locations. So it's hard because it's like you're conscious of your actions, you're conscious of your vernacular, you're conscious of how you move, and so it's 10 times harder to perform completely sober because you're looking, as you on stage, you trying to tell jokes to make people laugh, and you got that one person that just looking at you like this right here, and you looking like what I'm supposed to say to you, but when you intoxicated, you kind of like, you're not paying attention to the actions of others. So it's definitely a task. And I ain't smoke weed. I just did a little hookah and a little drink. I ain't smoke weed. I ain't never really been a weed smoker.
But you drank enough to cover up.
Oh, I drink like a fish now. Oh yeah, man, let me tell you something. I got it in. I got it in. Yeah, I did. But I never really was a weed smoker because I smoked 1 or 2 times, and it's like I used to feel like I was saying a bunch of dumb stuff for the first 30 minutes. And the next 30 minutes I was looking over my shoulder like somebody was coming to get me or something, I always feel like somebody watching me.
Okay, y'all, because he is a comedian, so he tapping into that comedian side. So Fab Five, come on in. I know you might have some questions or something. Come on in, Fab Five.
First of all, Mike, I just have to say thank you so much for being here. That was an amazing story. And I know you only told pieces of it, but even in the pieces, what I love is that in every step of your story, there was this pursuit for God. And I believe that that is what shifted your life. So my question is, what do you feel now, if you can say it in a few seconds? So what do you see as your major difference from before and then the after, now that you're kind of living this new life?
What I see now is, no matter, like before, I used to live off, if it's meant to be, it's up to me. If it's meant to be, it's up to me. Now I realize, don't do nothing. That was a sense of the devil in your ear, being arrogant. I don't need God. I can do it. And if you fall, you ain't call God. No, man. When you wake up in the morning, brush your teeth, God help me get this plaque off these, So it's like, walk with me in every step of the way. Talk with me, even when you're mad. Man, look at here, God. Now you told me I was gonna get this here $20, and I ain't got number 6. So what's up? Like talk to him talk to him like he your homeboy. Talk to him like he your lover. Talk to him like if you ask me, and I know y'all finna trip, I think God a woman. If you ask me, I thank God a woman. And you say, well, Mike, why? I don't know nobody that can forgive you that much and still let you come back in the house. Not no man I know. Not no man, not for some of the things we do. You know, like a woman, a man to cheat and do some things and be messed up and be drinking. But if he changed his life and say, baby, I'm changed and I ain't cheating no more. Oh, the average woman let him come on home. Why? Because she want to be there for the kids. She want her man. You know, a man let you cheat, man. That door shut, locked, and you can't come through the back. That's just my philosophy. I think, you know, I said that on stage one time. They were, oh, that's blasphemy. No, just look at the logistics. I think he a woman. I'm sorry, forgive me. If I'm, you know, I do. I don't see nobody else forgiving his dad. No, not no man.
Word.
But yeah, but that's I keep him, like, even when I go on stage now, like at first I thought I was you know, supposed to be a pastor. And I'm like, no, God, I ain't gonna play with you like that. I'd be nervous to get in the pulpit to pray for the offering at the church. Cause I know I did some things in my day. I'm talking about I did some things. So I realized that I supposed to stay in the field of where I'm at, but I'm just showing people that a person of my caliber can come in some of these locations and still speak of God. So like, if you go on my Facebook, I'm at a pool. I just hosted a Memorial Day weekend in Dominican Republic 2 weeks ago. Everybody out there drunk as fish, high as the clouds. I'm talking about it's going. And you know what I mean? It's going. Everybody, bikinis, is going. And before I even got on stage, the first thing I said was, if you got God in your heart, raise your hand. You know, God is in your soul, raise your hand. And they was out there like, yeah, God, he in my heart, but I don't know if he with me now, but he up there somewhere, you know. So it's like, I still put that spark in there. And I think that's my calling, to go on some of these lustrous locations and still speak to God.
That's good. That's good. Mike, I want to ask you, can you speak a little bit about the power of forgiveness? Because in your situation, not only when you started off, you talked about, you know, you thought a man was just supposed to take care of the house or whatever, but forgiving yourself, but also forgiving your ex-spouse. Can you talk about the power of forgiveness for us?
We gonna keep talking about that because I'm still working on that one. I'm still working on that one. Like me, what I went through was bigger than my divorce. It was God bringing me back. You know, it was God bringing me back. And the reason I pray on forgiveness like almost every day for her is because my lifestyle that me and her were living, God wasn't in that at all. And I let the devil in my house. But my family is, you know, very religious, and I got a big family, you know, big side of mom, big side of my father. So it's like when I got too far out there, both sides of my family reeled me back in. She doesn't have like her mother, she got like a mother and a brother, and they didn't reel her back in. So when she got out there, you know, did I probably push her further out than she probably wanted to go? Yeah, she wanted to be with a man. So what a woman does, follow her man. We were so far out there we couldn't see land. Way out there. But when I was reeled back in, she didn't have the luxury to be reeled back in. So when I pray for forgiveness, that God, you gave me a task for a woman that really didn't know much of you, and I fumbled the ball by taking her somewhere I wasn't supposed to take her. So that's why I take full responsibility for my divorce, because the devil got a strong hand on her. And it took some time, because at first I thought it was her, but then I realized the devil was moving through her. You know, like growing up, had your hand up a little puppet, the devil had a hold on her. And I've been praying for that. So yeah, so that's like, I forgive her because now I see that the devil has her and not her actions alone.
Well, you know, we're running out of time, Mike, so I won't ask you a question, but I want to encourage you. When you're speaking, I do see that ministry inside of you. And so you may not find yourself in a traditional pulpit, but I can definitely see you like a Steve Harvey, bringing ministry to the stage, being the pastor on the stage, being that one person that can have that voice of reason in a funny way that can change someone's life. Just like Sparkle came into your life and end up changing your life through a phone call, you can do the same thing for someone else on that stage. And God definitely does that. And so it is very apparent that the ministry that's inside of you is looking for a way out. So may God just continue to bless you as you go from stage to stage. You go from club to lounge to cruise ship, and just be open to all the places that God wants to take your ministry, because now your entertainment is a ministry because you're reaching so many people.
Right. And God, let me tell you something. God know what he be doing. Because when I first saw Sparkle, she was fine. I wasn't thinking about no God. There was no God in none of my thoughts. I was, I was thinking devilish thoughts. And the whole time she up here talking about, I'm like, man, but God knew who he needed to send to get my attention to start the process. Because if he would have sent somebody named Bertha that looked like Bertha, I would still been out here messed up bad. I'd have been down out here bad, y'all. So he said God sent the right person. Because I used to come in, she's like, Mike, we talking about God. I'd be like, well, hurry up. What else? But over a period of time, she was persistent, and I will always give her that love, praise, and acknowledgement, because y'all got me up 6 something in the morning. All right, knowing darn well I don't go to sleep before. But the fact that she called and said, Michael, would you do this? I happily woke up this morning and grace y'all presence. Thank y'all for letting me be on y'all stage. This is very professional too. I want to say that too. So let me know how I can share this, because I have a lot of following. They need to see this.
Absolutely. I already put it on your page, but Thank you so much. We are completely out of time. We only come in 30 minutes, but Mike, I thank you so much for, and yes, y'all, Mike was, I was like, God. So I really thank you for coming on and sharing your story with us. Terry, take over now.
Only God I was trying to do some land of the hands.
Listen, I love your transparency and your honesty. That is what the world needs more of right now, because that's how real healing happens. Mike, we want to say thank you so much for coming to the Empowered Morning Show. You have been an amazing blessing to us this morning. Sparkle already said it, but we were so grateful that you were able to come share your story. It was a powerful story, so I know it helped a lot of folks. Definitely please share this with others, because we know people are going to be blessed by Mike's story, you all. Mike, happy Father's Day to you. Happy Father's Day to all of our amazing empowered men. Happy Father's Day to all of the men, Father's Day figures, uncles, godfathers, all of y'all. Happy Father's Day. Real quick, y'all know we have Rev Pat coming right after the show, so make sure you guys stay right here. And then 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, don't miss the Power Up with Tammy Hill Thomas. And tomorrow, of course, we have the You See Me podcast with Tina Wynn. Sunday School Sunday at 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time with Coach P. Angela Jones. Y'all, we got to get out of here. Mike, are there any final thoughts? Like 1 second thought of people that people can take with them into the weekend?
My thoughts is my children are 4 and 6, and I'm looking forward to us. Like, they're in the bed now, but Saturday night I'm just gonna get like popcorn and candy, and we probably go turn the TV on and just watch movies till we all fall out in my bed. And I think the happiest father's gift I'm gonna ever have is I'm gonna wake up Sunday morning and just roll over and look at my 2 kids sleep next to me. Like, I think that's going to be the greatest father's gift ever. I might be up 5 in the morning just filming them sleep in the bed next to me. Because, I think Father's Day last year, I couldn't come within 200 yards of my children. So y'all about to make me cry, but it's like that means more to me than anything in the world, just to wake up and see both of my children just laying there sleep. So to me, no amount of roses, candy, cards, just to see both of my kids in the vicinity for me to touch them. Greatest Father's Day gift ever.
I love that. And what I hear from that is gratefulness. So y'all go into this weekend grateful, thankful, and I promise you will be blessed. Y'all have an amazing weekend. We'll see you Monday morning, 7 a.m. Mike, again, thank you so much for being a part of this show. Y'all have a great weekend.
All right. Love y'all, ladies.
I claim it. This year will be my year. This year will be my year. I claim it. I really believe it in my heart. This year will be my year. I claim it. Yeah. I claim it, 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 yeah. I claim it, I claim it,